How do I know if it's on?
Alright, it should be on now.
Oh yeah, it's on. Okay, let me make sure. Okay. Crazy. Hey guys. So if you can hear me, just put a 7 in the chat so I know that you guys can hear me well and that this sounds good. Hi. Okay.
Let us know if you could hear us good. We raised the volume, so it should be a bit louder.
Alright guys, so I'm gonna get into the first part of this video. So recently they've been doing so much weird stuff in the media, and okay, that's great. I'm glad you guys can hear. So recently they've been doing so many weird things in the media. So they recently killed this character, Malcolm-Jamal Warner, and also Ozzy Osbourne. Okay, so we're going to decode this character first. And the first thing I noticed with this character's death is that this character was born on the 18th. And I always tell you guys that characters that are death fakers are usually connected to 9 in some way. And not only is this character born on the 18th, this character also died at 54, okay? And the irony of all of this is that 2025 is a 9 year. And I have a video that's on Patreon, which is this video where I told you guys that they're going to be using certain numbers this year to basically just do their agendas, you know, like script out, like all the scripting will be connected to certain numbers. And one of those numbers is 9. Oh gosh, I get so nervous doing these live shoots.
One thing I noticed that's connected with 9 is his death date.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It's July 20th, 7 plus 2 is 9.
And this year is 2025, and 25 is 7, so it's a shadow 7 energy. So, of course, they're doing a lot of things in the 7th month, okay? And so... Okay, and so let's reveal who this character is. And just to reiterate, it is just not a coincidence that this character is connected to the number 9 so much. And then right here in this description, it says the number 38, and murder is connected to 38 in gematria.
Let me zoom in on that.
Okay. Yeah, so right here, that's crazy.
He got the 38th Primetime Emmy Award.
And I even have that in gematria between him and his other character. So his other character is Derek Luke. That's one of his other characters. Here's a side-by-side comparison that I made of these two characters. They look so much alike. It's actually ridiculous. They have the same exact nose, and it's just weird. Here's another side-by-side comparison. All right, so these two characters are just identical.
They have the same smile.
So this character, Malcolm, he died from drowning, right? And so what is the chances that Drown and Derek match with 25 and 29 in gematria? Okay, and Derek is his other character. So sometimes their death and stuff is connected to their other character, and it's so weird. And that's why it's important to know who their other character is, because they are so scripted to each other that it's in things that happen to them, okay? And so you know what's crazy that you said, is he Leon Thomas also? I thought that when I was working on a video, and he does favor him. They are also very similar to each other. It's just that his nose is a little bit different, but they did use his character to, well, they made his character off of these two characters because they're older. And so right here we see that Malcolm-Jamal Warner, his last name's Warner, and it matches to Derek Luke with 38. And look at this. I just showed you guys how right here he won this, what does it say? He was in this nomination with the 38 Primetime Emmy. Okay, so he's really connected to 38, and it's because the character dies. He's a death faker, okay? And this is just really weird. I don't know if this is some type of damage control or something, but
yes,
on the enlightenment tier on Patreon, you know, where I talk about certain type of, you know, situations like dealing with GSing and stuff like that. And in one of the episodes on that series on Patreon, I showed this guy, Derek Lewis, because he was in the show The Purge, right? And basically it's kind of like showing this same type of, basically portraying what this entire series is about, and it's just very weird. So it does seem like some type of damage control, because what is the chances his other character dies and then like December 28th, it's like last year I used a clip from a show that he was in. It's very weird.
Yeah, in this clip, basically, the whole neighborhood has a cult, and they're all attacking him, and they even put him on a hit list, basically.
Yeah, so that is so creepy. Now let's move into his other character. So he's this other guy whose name is Ving Rhames. Correct? That's his name? Okay, so immediately when I seen this photo that you see on the right of Malcolm, he looks so much like this guy. When I seen this photo, I was like, he looks like that guy. And I didn't know his name, and so I looked it up, and they look identical to each other. Just look at their eyes, okay? And their nose is even the same, but then we see like Ving's nose is like over exaggerated, like it's purposely bigger than his. This is how they do little disguises which confuse people and make people think like, oh, these are different characters, but it's really not. I have a whole series also on Patreon where I talk about how characters are made, so I recommend you guys go check out those videos. They're also really good, and they kind of just give clarity, because, you know, there needs to be clarity because people overcomplicate this entire concept. But these two characters are also the same. And before I get into the gematria, I just want to break down some type of mockery with these two characters. So we know that this Malcolm-Jamal guy, he was in the Cosby Show, and that's how he was big. Well, this Ving guy is connected to a lineage of characters where Bill Cosby's involved in it. And it's just so creepy because Conscious X has a video on Netta and Shannon Sharp, who are all the same. And the character involved in that is Bill Cosby and this Ving guy, okay? So they're all the same. And what is the chances that Ving's other character plays on the Cosby Show as Bill Cosby's son, and then he's Bill Cosby? You know, it's just weird. You have to actually just catch on to these details. They're really crazy. And so here's a connection. Well, here's gematria connections between Malcolm and Ving. So we see that Jamal Warner, which is, you know, his middle name or first name, and his last name matches to Ving Rhames with 116 in the ordinal cipher. So these characters are directly connected. The crazy thing is, it was not hard to like find gematria with these characters. I always find that to be crazy. These characters are very connected to each other. It's just ridiculous, and easy to match up. Like the moment I seen this, I was like, yeah, 100%. So here's another connection, is that Ving Rhames matches to Malcolm Warner with 55, okay, in reduction and reverse reduction cipher. So these characters are extremely connected, and it's just crazy, you know, it's really crazy. And then let's move into, see if I need to talk about anything else here. But main thing is that these two characters are exactly, well, three characters are exactly the same, along with many other people. The person that mentioned Leon Thomas is not wrong. They are the same also. I literally thought that when I was putting that together, you know. And so they create these illusions and stuff to make these characters look like they're different when they're really not. I mean, like with this one, you can see the skin complexion. They try to make that different. I talked about this in one of my recent YouTube videos where I said they do these slight differences. I think it's the YouTube video on the guy. Oops, so click that. That's crazy. So, just reiterating this, the 9 connection is always there. This character dies at 54, okay? That's 9. And I really think it's weird that this guy was on the Bill Cosby show, and Bill Cosby's connected to all that weird, freaky stuff and went to jail. And then Diddy is like with all this trial crazy stuff. So something's weird, you know, with that.
You can't say the words, but all of that stuff is just to get nasty images in people's head, because all of this stuff is fake.
Yeah, exactly. So if you know these are fictitious characters, then you know you just know that it's fake. So do they ever die, and how they die? They don't die. You know, they're not really real.
They're just vessels created.
Yeah, exactly. Like someone said their noses look artificial. They are, you know. And all of this stuff is for energy harvest. That is correct. All right.
Yeah, when they die, they just get rid of the character. And
exactly.
They create a new character.
And also, they will script out these characters' deaths to like be public, like to show it. They will go all the way through with
funerals.
Exactly. And even like the act itself, like with so many characters, like PNB Rock.
Public,
yeah, that's an interesting one.
King Von, the list goes on.
Exactly. There's so many of them.
They like to do them in public so that it looks real and people will believe it more.
Another main character is Bill Cosby, Netta, and that group of characters, and it keeps going. You know, they have so many characters. It's not just one character, it's so many characters on characters on characters. They're just always doing this stuff. So now we're going to move on to another event that happened. Now, Conscious X is going to have a live stream very soon exposing this character. That's going to be the main objective of his live stream. And this character is Ozzy Osbourne, okay? And this character died immediately when I seen this. I was like, of course, the 22nd, okay? Dead equals 22 in Gematria, okay? And again, it's in July. Now, this all goes back to that Patreon video where I told you guys the numbers that they're going to be using this year. July is the 7th month, okay? And 2025, the shadow number is 7, okay? So this character, his death is... Okay, this is a really weird character. Prince of Darkness. Wow,
his nickname is the Prince of Darkness. And he was in the band Black Sabbath.
Of course. So yeah, he's going to make a video on this character. I just wanted to point out that this character died on the 22nd.
And he was 76, which is 13. And that's also connected to Malcolm's death, because he died 2 days before him.
Mm-hmm. So just really killing all these characters. It's
weird. He dies at 76. 76 is 13, which is 4, and then he dies on the 22nd, which is also 4.
And that's 76, which is 13, and they love using the number 13 so much. It's so freaky how much you can see that number.
Another thing I just noticed is he's also connected to Juice WRLD. I'm gonna go more in detail on this on the next live stream, but I just wanted to point this out real quick. Because Juice WRLD dropped music recently, and he was born... Well, let me put his birthday. So Juice WRLD was born December 2nd, and Ozzy Osbourne... Ozzy Osbourne is born December 3rd. So they do this all the time where they have death fakers that have similar birthdays or death dates. And also he had that same dark theme, just like Ozzy Osbourne. So all these characters are connected. Next thing we want to talk about is the Diddy trial.
Okay, so we see that that's weird because this Aussie guy died. Well, hold on, no. He's born on the 3rd, December 3rd, and we see that they're doing Diddy's sentencing date on October 3rd. So there's something... Oh, of course, I said it in this video again. 369, okay? So 3 is being used a lot, and so it's not a coincidence that this character dies. And of course, it's 76. 7 and 6 are also the numbers that are being used because they all correlate to 9. They're in that video. So his sentencing date is set for October 3rd. What is the chances that OJ's sentencing date was also set October 3rd, 1995? Okay, so that is a huge connection, and that's 13. And what is the chances that Ozzy dies at 76, which is 13? Okay, that's crazy. Now, we all know that Diddy and Sinat are the exact same characters, right? And yeah, so we know that Diddy and Sinat are the same exact characters. This is one of those roles that I exposed a very long time ago, and now we see that they're doing so much damage control. We're getting all these little fake people to expose it and try to take, I don't know, some type of credit for the discovery or whatever. Recently, Conscious X made a Instagram post about this role, and they literally shadow banned it. Like,
yeah, right now if you go to my Instagram, you can't see this post anymore. They took down my post for some reason, and this is one role that ever since Divine exposed, they have done so much damage control. Like, if you guys have been watching us for a long time, you have to see that this is the number one damage control that they've ever done.
mm-hmm.
Like, they've made Sinat a huge celebrity, and now Diddy is a part of this entire energy harvest, which is connected to OJ.
It's like the craziest format of damage control ever.
The fact that his his sentencing date was the same as Diddy. So they might do a similar thing where Diddy gets away with it, because OJ got away with it, and people just end up hating the character until they end up faking their death.
Exactly. And I recently had a video that I put out about Diddy's character, and I kind of exposed how his character is going to die. His profile picture, he was wearing a Von Dutch shirt, and I kept thinking like that's a promotion, but it's also like encoded messaging, and then Von Dutch matches to all types of death in gematria. And so these two characters exactly the same. They look identical. So many fake people are still in it. But it doesn't matter as long as people know that, these two characters are the same, because they're all fictitious, and it's just weird how so many people love the character on the left, and then a lot of people right now hate the character that's on the right, and they don't realize the illusion of choice going on here. Okay, and so OJ is the Rock. I recently had made what is it called? A reel about this. These two characters are identical to each other.
And it's weird that Diddy's sentencing is the same date as OJ's sentencing, because OJ died last year. And Diddy was a part of that entire situation last year.
That's creepy.
So it's like they're keeping these rituals going.
Mm-hmm. It's crazy. So now let's get into Trump's character. This is weird. He's 79 right now, and if you flip 9, it's 76, and what is his name? Ozzy died at 76. So that's crazy. So I want to talk a little bit about fear-mongering and just agenda pushing that this character is doing. So Trump is the 47th president, and so as of recently, with this character being the 47th, he's pushing a lot of things, like a lot of fear-based things with WAR, and just like financial crazy stuff, right?
Tariffs and stuff.
Exactly. And so he's a 47th president. 4 is the number of destruction, distractions, and the list goes on and on. So every number has a negative side to it and a positive side to it. Numbers are relatively neutral, but they have, different energetic values to them. And so he's a 47th president. 4 plus 7 is 11. Right? And so 7 is a number of war and conflict. Okay, so just how 7 could be the number of like spirituality and all that stuff, it's also the number of war, conflict, because it's a division between things. All right. And 4 just sometimes is delusional and crazy. So him being a 47 president, it makes perfect sense why all this weirdo stuff is going on. And 4 plus 7 is 11, and 11 is a number of chaos and influence, right? So what is the chances that he's doing all this stuff with these 2 countries that, I don't even know if I can say this, but he's doing this stuff with these 2 countries
he has conflict with these countries.
Yeah. Can I say their names?
No, you're better off not saying it
okay.
because they're sensitive about that stuff, but just show the words on the screen.
Yeah, so I'll just go to my little search thing right here. You guys can see it. Yeah. Okay, and so what is the chances that it's a 9-year where he's having this conflict with these 2 countries, right? And these 2 countries, well, 9 is connected to the letters I and R. And what is the chances that both of those 2 countries have I and R in their name? And this is a 9-year, and he's doing all this crazy stuff with this.
In case you guys don't know about gematria, I is the 9th letter and R is the 18th letter.
Which simplifies to be 9.
Yeah.
So that's why these 2 these 2 countries have this, and then in a 9-year, these are the main 2 countries that this character is doing all this with. And then 2025, again, it equates to 9, right? It breaks down to 9. And 9 is connected to the planet Mars. If you flip the M in Mars, you get what? Okay, so that's why they're doing all this fear-mongering towards this. Will it happen? I don't know. At the end of the day,
it's all to harvest your energy.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't think they're going to do anything big with this. It's like they're just testing to see what energy they could get away with and how people will react to the news.
Exactly.
And I noticed the more people care, then that's when they could actually roll it out. If nobody cared about anything in politics or the news, they wouldn't do anything.
Exactly.
So that's why exposing this to be fake and scripted is important.
Mm-hmm.
And
this was pre-planned so many years in advance. I mean, this is not just random scripting. This was pre-planned so many years in advance. It was scripted for this character to be the 47th. What is that?
So one thing I want to mention about the OJ connections. So what are the chances that OJ's birthday was on July 9th, which was 11 days before this Malcolm situation, right? Because he died July 20th, and he's a part of the Bill Cosby show, and Bill Cosby's birthday was July 12th.
Oh, that's crazy.
So all of this is connected. It's all in the same month. I just wanted to point that out.
And it makes sense.
They do this every time.
They do a lot of things in the 7th month. I've already talked about, hi, welcome in. I already talked about these months that are just so connected to them doing harvests. It's just weird. But yeah, it's not good to care about any of this stuff. But people that do care about it, you need to know that this stuff is like coded and they've been planned all this stuff.
They do a bunch of things in a certain amount of time to create a huge event of harvesting energy.
Exactly. And this is why it's so important to know who their characters is. So this is a side-by-side comparison that Conscious X made of Elvis and Trump, and they look exactly alike. I mean, it's actually freaky how much these 2 characters look alike. Like their nose and everything is so identical. So, what is this person?
Let us know if you guys have any questions. Oh, another thing I wanted to mention about the Mars thing. So Mars, if you flip the M upside down, you get a W and you get this word. And
oh, his name has it in there.
Oh, I didn't
that
even
is
notice
crazy.
That. Wow, his name has that word in there.
That is insane. So encoded messaging, it was for a reason.
And I wanted to look up Elon Musk wearing this Mars shirt because I feel like they were doing predictive programming.
Add shirt to it.
He's always talking about going to Mars, and when he was promoting Trump, he was wearing this shirt that says "Occupy Mars."
His character looks like a robot.
And he's making robots.
Out of all characters, his character looks the most fictitious.
And now he has beef with Trump, which shows that politics are fake. You know, why would the president have beef with this guy? And it's like they're making a drama show on politics, you know, and people watch this stuff as if it's a show.
Exactly.
But they think it's real, so their energy is being harvested. Because a lot of bots hated Elon when he started partnering with Trump, and as soon as he turns his back on him, now bots love Elon Musk. You know, they control the way people perceive things off of these little details. And if you know that he's fake, you wouldn't even care about this stuff.
Exactly. Just fictitious characters. And people just think they're so real. I don't know why people want them to be real so bad. I mean, it's just so obvious.
And we have a Patreon video on Elon for those of you that are interested.
Which one?
Let me look that up.
Speaking of Patreon videos, we have so many new Patreon videos after... Oh, you want to show?
Yeah, let's show them right now.
So I have this whole series on Patreon about characters that will be death fakers soon. And again, I always have to clarify, I'm not just whatever people think wishing death on people or whatever. No, these people, like these characters are mocking all of this, you know, like it's encoded messaging that they're going to be death fakers. And if people can detach before they die, that is very important. So Lil Wayne's character is going to be a death faker. In the enlightenment tier, I have really good videos about, you know, just, how do I say this? About life, NPCs, and main characters, or star seeds, I like to say. And it's a really good tier. I get to talk about a lot of things that I feel like a lot of you guys relate to. And this was a really good video, and so many of you related to that. And then I'm going to scroll down like this. What?
I just want to say something about on the enlightenment tier on Patreon, we make videos about conscious people that and how we get attacked by NPCs and low vibrational people. So if you can relate to that, join the Patreon and watch these videos, because you guys will really relate to this stuff. You know, it's stuff that we all go through, because it's not easy being a conscious person. You're going to be in the minority.
Exactly.
Because 99% of people around you think everything is real. They think everything in the media is real, and they're always talking about it and giving their energy to it. So
they're like little minions of the internet.
And the link to the Patreon is in the description. We could also put it in the chat, and we'll pin it right now.
Yeah. And then let's keep scrolling. Here's another video. This is just a very sick agenda, and this character also will be a death faker. And I recommend you guys checking out this video, because I mean the agenda is just really crazy. So that's a really good video. And then I also expose immortal characters on here. Hang around stable 8s, 28. Interesting. So I exposed immortal characters on the, you know, on here now, because I feel like YouTube is tripping. YouTube is really tripping. I don't know what's wrong with YouTube. And so this is a really good video. Most of you guys liked it. It's amazing. Oh, this video is crazy. Oh, that's not the right one. Hold on. Let me
so
do it. It's right here.
The Patreon link is going to be pinned in the chat. There we go. Oh yeah, this is a deep video. The thumbnail speaks for itself.
Exactly. I don't even have to say anything. I just showed the clip. I can't even believe they mock people with this. Like, it was really nasty. Look at
Just
this.
be careful what you're eating.
Flabby back ribs. That's funny. This is also on the Enlightenment here. Really good video. Okay, yeah, I don't know what people are talking about. Oh, that's crazy. What do you mean you were MK Ultra? Or oh, I never told most of you guys about this. So I had uploaded this video on YouTube, and for some reason, it was just missing so many parts to it. So it's up there on Patreon, so you guys can just join. It's free, okay? For all my people that worry about things being free or not, I'll have more videos about that. This is a pretty interesting video also.
Can't talk too much about some of these topics on YouTube, so that's why we make these videos on Patreon.
And then this was another video that Conscious X made, and it was pretty interesting. These characters are very old, okay? They're very old characters, and it's ridiculous. This was a crazy video.
If you want to know about NPCs, watch this video.
All explained in that. And then this also was a very good video about weird things in comedy and inverts. And I know a lot of you guys like that subject, so I recommend you guys go check out that tier. Okay, I feel like I'm just going through all these videos. It's funny. Okay, so do you guys have questions? I feel like I presented this perfectly.
Yeah. Oh, I was gonna bring up the Elon video.
His character has so many characters.
I exposed a few of his characters in this video. I will be doing an updated video on Elon because I found more characters ever since I made this video. But I also explained what celebrities were. And of course, he's doing symbolism with this character. And we're going to make a video on this guy as well on Patreon because it's so obvious who his other character is. I'm not going to give it up right now, but
I kind of hate that people don't.
Yeah, a lot of people don't even see it, and it's just going to be funny.
Just give him a wheelchair and then the two different characters. No one even notices. Okay, guys, ask questions or something. I don't know.
Somebody said they were MK Ultra.
Well, ask them again. That'll be nice. Oh, is that... No, I don't know who that is.
Elon Musk and Ed Gein. I don't know who that is, but I'll look it up.
Okay. I mean, they favor each other.
Yeah, they do look alike.
Elon has so many characters. It's just ridiculous. I'm actually going to expose them right now because I'm bored.
Somebody said, when do you guys as twin flames want to ascend past celebrities? It's kind of distractions at this point. We have the eyes to see. Will you ever talk about T.I. and... Alright, so
first
we can
off,
explain
one
this.
thing I want to say, it's not about you or the people that have already ascended past that. It's about the other people that haven't seen the content yet. It's also for them, and each exposure hits other people that were probably attached to a different character. Okay, so we've already ascended past celebrities. We don't care about them. We do this for other people, not ourselves. We've been past that a very long time. And I mean, what are you going to say to that?
I wanted to say the whole T.I. thing is blown out of proportion. So Basically, we
It's
have
schizo baiting.
we have came to the realization that as long as you know that everything is fake and that other people around you are at a lower vibration, you can move past and ascend past all of that, and you won't even care about them. Like, ever since I stopped focusing on NPCs around me, my life got 10 times better. So, to anybody that's worried about them, just stop caring about them.
They all have a crush on you.
Yeah, they don't matter. They have no life.
Yeah, and if someone's worried about you that much, I mean, they like you.
Clearly, you're more powerful than they are. So,
don't try to give
them power.
Yeah, if that makes sense.
Yeah, so that's why we don't really talk about GSing anymore, because we realize that we have the power.
Well, I switched it to something different to talk about, as you see with the recent videos, which are something to just really
help people going through this.
Exactly, and help them just know who they are, because you shouldn't give power to people who are just like, trying to make you feel low or doing weird stuff. I mean, they're weird. So, yeah, I understand.
Someone said they needed to hear that. That's good. Yeah, as long as you know that if you're more conscious than everybody around you, then you have the power. Like this thumbnail, she's the one glowing, not them.
Exactly. And so,
they're gonna do everything they can to try to hurt you psychologically and stuff like that.
And that's their problem, because they're wasting their time.
You have the power.
Exactly. And so the reason that they do attack you, or whatever it is that they do exactly, is because they know how powerful you are. Okay. And so they'll do anything basically to just make you in a fear, low vibrational state. Okay. Because if you think about this movie, for an example, in the beginning, they had her completely just at the bottom and believing that she was at the bottom, okay? And just subjected to their level of just crazy abuse, right? And they're haters, to be honest.
Somebody said, putting myself first and focusing on myself helps me navigate this human experience.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. That is really good. Evolution of yourself is what matters a lot. And I'm going to make a video soon on the enlightenment tier about raising your frequency, because I just think if someone is like a main character or whatever they want to call themselves, or star seed or light being or whatever, these are all labels, whatever, you should really be focused on yourself, like raising your frequency and just kind of being in a positive energy. I think they really want you to be in a negative, low frequency so bad.
And that's why we expose stuff in the media, because there's even a lot of people that think that everything this Donald McDonald guy is doing is real, but his name is a joke.
It's like when, like, I see so many people that have this guy on their truck or a flag or something, and I'm just like, these people don't even know, like, they're just letting this consume their life, okay? And so that is the main reason why we expose this stuff. And back to your question, even though we've ascended past it and I feel like could be doing something else or whatever, it's just so important, I feel like, to just keep trying to help other people, I guess you could say, even though sometimes it feels like we're talking to ourselves. Yeah. But it's just really great when there's people that just get inspired and they detach and stuff like that. It's just really amazing.
Because one thing we've realized recently is the whole point of people like us who are consciously aware, the only thing we could do is, for one, focus on yourself and make sure that you're good mentally and physically. Mm-hmm. And then after that, the only thing there is for us to do is raise the consciousness of the planet. So there's a lot of starseeds or conscious people that find this information and, they understand everything that we talk about, but they are doing nothing to help the consciousness of the world.
Exactly.
You know, and that's all that we can do.
And you actually don't have to go out of your way to do something. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, as you see with this thumbnail that's on the screen for this video, I think you just being in a positive, great energy inspires other people alone. Like, you being aware of things inspire people. Like, say one of you guys, like, y'all know that all this stuff is fake, and then you get around your friends or your family and they're like talking about something, you're just like, oh, it's all fake. Like, yeah, they're gonna argue with you, but you kind of just made them think about something.
Yeah.
You know, so like right there, you're just doing something that helps.
Yeah, it's the little things, you know. You don't have to go out of your way and make content, but you can inspire people in your everyday life.
Exactly.
And that's all we can do is raise the consciousness, because the more these people are under this low frequency, it's going to keep the matrix system running.
Exactly. And so many people are just at such a low fear vibration. Every time I look at the media, everything it pushes is just fear. It's like just weird. And I think this title has fear mongering in it. Yeah, it does, because that's all they do. It's just weird.
Yeah, fear is the lowest vibration. So if you let them put you in fear, they basically did a checkmate. They win, because that's their goal. So what we've tried shifting our content to is more positive and removing that fear, because we noticed
we fell for it too.
Yeah.
And some of our subs would tell us, and some were very supportive and wanted to talk about more positive things. And I see now the importance, because I mean, everywhere you turn is just always negative, crazy stuff.
So that's why we make this content, you know, exposing these characters, because by revealing that these people are fake, you are changing the consciousness of people. You know,
now his death or whatever they're trying to harvest with that, to a lot of people, it has no more power or energy at that point.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't really matter. You can live your life and get free from idolization. I didn't even realize that people just idolize like all the time. Now, I want to talk about this comment. She said that she went to a concert. Okay. Concerts are very weird, and they harvest so much there. I mean, you already spent money to go, so they harvest energy through that. And just the frequencies of the music, it's just so negative. It's just negative. And this stuff is promoted as if it's cool or fun or whatever, but it's just really not, you know? And celebrity addiction is weird. I feel like it's a bot coding or something. It's like a huge bot coding.
it lowers your IQ.
Exactly. So tattoos and sigils, for example, if you have a monster energy drink, which is low vibrational, is it giving energy and brand of the drink 666? To some extent, yeah. I think that some brands in their logo have a weird energy to them. Like this one, for an example. I mean, it's called Monster, and I don't think anyone should drink that. I think it's pretty weird. I don't even think it's good for you.
No, not at all.
Exactly.
There's natural green teas that you can get that are way healthier, and will get you caffeine, you know, in a healthier way. Because anything that's called Monster, you know, and they have a bunch of sigils on them.
Exactly. We were talking about that recently because we realized that we were talking about Crocs, right?
Yeah.
And they have 13 holes in total on the shoe. That's weird. Like, that is so weird. Oh yeah, matcha is so good. Like, there's other things that people could do instead of drinking these terrible freaking drinks. But yeah, I think some of these things do have an energy to them that can affect people. All I know is every time that I wear Crocs, I'm always tripping and falling all over the place. And so that's why I don't even like those shoes nor wear them. And
Yeah, this is a deep topic because when you know about numerology, you start to notice these numbers, and they purposely put 13 holes on these Crocs because if you know about the number 13, it brings bad luck.
Exactly.
This is why hotels don't have a 13th floor, you know.
This number is banned in most like civilizations, most countries. You
Yeah.
know, they don't even mess with this number, but we see that this shoe that every unconscious person is going crazy over has 13 holes in each foot. Come on.
That's
And
why Friday the 13th is known as bad luck, you know, stuff like that. So they purposely are giving you bad luck. This is why I don't trust mainstream brands. You know, all the new stuff I've been buying as far as clothes, you know, I don't buy these mainstream brands anymore because every single sigil that they put on these things has an effect. And some are worse than others. Like designer brands are way worse.
Just honestly, F the entire designer movement. Like, just forget that 100%. Don't even waste your money on trying to get designer or being all that stuff. That stuff has so much weirdo energy on it. I think it was Louis Vuitton we were looking. It
Yeah.
had like 13. No, it was
103.
Yeah,
It had
exactly.
103 squares
On the belt.
of each color, and 103 is 13.
Exactly.
Yeah, somebody said they purchased non-toxic and organic clothing. Yeah, the material is more important than the brand, you know?
Exactly. It's so crazy how they got people so addicted to wearing certain like just logos and brands and stuff like that, and it's just weird. It's so weird.
And I can't even believe that people are wearing these shoes like outside in public, and these are water shoes for kids, you know, and now we have grown men and women wearing this and putting little charms.
It's
you know,
idiocracy, man.
And I think in Idiocracy, the movie, they were wearing Crocs.
I actually don't find these shoes to be comfortable. I think you just have to really be underneath a spell, and it's just insane. But yeah, that's crazy. Someone said classic Crocs equals CC33. Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly. And yeah, 13 is the M is the 13th letter. That's correct. They love that. Matrix.
Another brand is Vans. They have this
Oh yeah, we were
symbol.
talking about that.
You know, I can't say the word, but you guys could read it on the screen. They have this flag. You know, there's a certain country with this flag, and we were talking about that country, ironically, in this live stream. And you know, they do this stuff on purpose because why would they put this at the bottom of the shoe? And yes, exactly. Vans always has checkerboard patterns.
Oh, these spells that they get everybody to wear this stuff, and like, oh, it's just so cringe.
This is why it's important not to follow trends, because you
It
won't
has
fall for this.
And I wonder how many squares it has. I don't even want to go down that.
They promote this stuff all the time. Exactly. Crocs are rubber shoes with holes. Like if you're at the beach or something or a pool, it makes sense, but
There's better shoes. The inside just hurts so
Yeah.
much. I feel like it's stabbing you.
in that 13, man, it's not a coincidence.
Exactly.
They do this stuff on purpose.
But yeah, they get people enslaved and addicted to brands for no apparent. Well, there is a reason actually. They trying to curse people. I feel like if you walk around with that stuff. So yeah, when it comes to sigils and tattoos and stuff, yeah.
This is why
It has
Halloween is on the 31st. That's 13 reversed. And ironically, this Halloween is going to be Friday. And Friday is also known as a day with bad luck.
Because it's Venus, and Venus is connected to Lucifer, or yeah, there we go. Satan, Lucifer, all that stuff. Yeah. So, yes.
Someone said the good news is we're breaking the spells. Exactly. This is why knowing this information is important, because now you wouldn't go and buy or wear Crocs now that you know the truth about it. Or Vans, you know, all that stuff. And these designer brands are worse because there's so much money and slavery behind them.
Especially the sacrificing of animals because they skin them for all that crazy stuff. But I mean, hey, people love it, I guess. But
all of that
they don't realize they're programmed,
and it all holds negative energy.
Yeah, exactly. It's just sad because we kind of place our value in having these things, and then we make ourselves feel like, oh, then we're something. Look at this little ghost thing jumping. Google's so weird, bro. Of course, Westerner.
That's good. Somebody said they gave their logo stuff away, including a really expensive Chanel bag. Gotta walk my talk.
Exactly, and that's good.
Yeah. You could give this stuff away or sell it, anything to just get rid of it.
We shouldn't let it define us. And the weirdest thing is, when we had discovered this, we thought about how the rappers, all they push is designer. I mean, anytime I think of Dior, I just think of, what is his name? Pop Smoke. It's so weird.
Like Gucci Mane, for example. Why does his name have to have this brand in it?
Exactly. Well, they said that the most toxic individuals wear designer clothes, yeah.
Exactly.
They gotta prove their personality.
And then one of the biggest songs in 2017 was Gucci Gang. So
People
again,
went crazy.
And in the whole song, he's just repeating it over and over.
That's brainwashing. And of course, it's 24. I have a whole, like the song duration time period is 24. So 2 minutes and 4 seconds.
Yeah.
And I have an entire video about the number 24 and 42. Okay. They're always promoting this ignorant, stupid stuff on people. This is idiocracy.
And notice how he's wearing a Gucci jacket and one of their logos.
Horns.
Yeah, he's doing horns, and one of their logos is this animal. I think it's a tiger, and they also have a snake logo also. So it's just promoting to be animalistic, and that's why in the entire music video he has a tiger.
Exactly. Tell me more about animals are generated by the Matrix. Tell me more about that.
So,
tell me more.
Some animals are artificially created. Some are not, but
tell me more.
I know that a lot of dogs nowadays are like breeded and made in labs. Isn't there one called Labrador or something like that?
Lab. That's funny.
So they all promote this stuff. Every single rapper, rappers were created. I have a whole Patreon video about this. They were created to promote all of this stuff. Let me pull that up. So I have this video on Patreon called Rappers Are Brainwashing You to Be Broke. And of course, this photo is 50 Cent, which is associated with poverty because that's only 50 cents. And he has a photo with broke and a bunch of $100 bills. And in this video, I talked about how people place their value in currency instead of money. If you want to know the difference between currency and money, go watch this video. And they promote, in this entire video, I talked about how rappers only promote cash, which is not real money. And they promote designer clothes, all of that stuff. And all of that stuff is not even real. And it has a low frequency. And it has bad energy behind it because people don't realize that the energy that goes into making these things has an effect on you when you wear it. So like if you wear a coat that's made from an animal, you're gonna have this nasty energy of this dead animal on you. Mm-hmm. And that's why they have to charge so much, because you have to consent to even doing that.
All this stuff is just like stupid, honestly, and they get people to just worship this stuff, and it's just ignorant, and anything they push at a severe rate is just so weird.
Somebody said he's an 8 life path. That makes sense. That's why he promotes money. Somebody said, "Word, I can drip out in Walmart clothes. That stuff is all starting to look the same, anyways." Exactly.
It's mockery.
Like these designer brands, it only costs like pennies to make the clothes, but they charge you thousands of dollars, and people think it has value when you could just got the same thing at Walmart.
That's just people relying on the system to give them a sense of identity. That's sick.
Somebody said the rap industry and for-profit prisons are the same owners. Exactly.
They push such disgusting agendas. I don't even know one thing I can say that they possibly promote that is good whatsoever. It's just weird.
So as far as the fake animals thing that this person is saying, I believe that they are only faking these animals online, but these animals do exist. You know what I'm saying? So like this photo of Obama with a koala, you know, they purposely get fake ones for these type of photos so that it can create this whole conspiracy, but these are actually real animals that you can find.
I love these laughing pictures.
They just fake them for the photos. While somebody said Beverly Hills initials are B and H, which is 28. Yeah. There's numerology in every city and state, country, and it's all purposely done. That's why people that go to Beverly Hills only care about money.
Wow, that's cool, Susan. Wow. Wow, that's amazing. That's crazy. What?
What happened?
Oh, just like her figuring all this out. That's amazing.
Oh.
Like, did you not read?
Oh, she said, you should read the comment out loud.
So yeah.
She said she's almost 67. So grateful for young people like you calling this evil out. Thank you.
You know, when I first started, I wanted to not do this for a long period of time, but I had got a comment. Someone was like around the age that you were, and they told me that they used to get hit because they called Dionne Warwick a man and their mom hit them, and they were just so glad to find out that it was a fake character, and like it just gave them clarity. And I just feel bad, like for a long period of time none of this was like really talked about, and people were just like worshiping these things idly, and it's just weird. Okay, they're really pushing that she's how did you find a side-by-side comparison? That's crazy. They're really pushing that she's Tiana Taylor, which she is, mixed with her character.
And it's funny that that person was calling her a man, and then later you end up exposing her for having a male character.
Exactly. And to the fact that she said her mom used to hit her, that's so sad. Like, people be telling me crazy things, and I just can't believe how much people like worship these characters and make them a part of their everyday life.
Yeah, to hit your child just for calling it out. And she was telling the truth about the celebrity, but people are so attached to them, they think they're real. Mm-hmm. That's sad that people will defend a celebrity
that they don't know.
Yeah, more than their own family.
People go crazy, man.
Yeah, this is why we make these videos, because, you know, all of them have old characters. All the young ones have old characters, so we're getting older people to realize it's fake and younger people at the same time.
Exactly.
All generations, because they deceive all generations with the same templates.
People be attached. It's weird. You guys don't even believe how attached some people are. Well, you guys know. Y'all be around people, family and stuff. That is true. Some animals are NPCs.
Yeah. Some have more of a consciousness, like cats and snakes. You know, there's more wiser animals.
All right. Goodbye to you. I'm so awkward.
He said, peace and love, I'm gonna get some rest.
That's good. Okay, so
Let us know if you guys have any more questions.
I feel like in like some of the videos don't even when it reach people that really need to see them, they just cuss us out so much. Instagram and freaking Facebook and TikTok, these short form apps are toxic. I don't even understand. Like,
There's so many programmed people and get mad when they see our videos.
exactly. And it's only seconds. Shout out to all you that found us on YouTube. That's great.
Yeah.
Because people just
They don't have attention spans, and they don't even want to think that things could be deeper than what's
they just
presented.
want to argue and scroll.
Yeah, these apps are made to get people angry and emotional.
Literally, that's how they work. They want reactions. And that's what's funding these quote unquote free apps.
Somebody said, do you think evolution is fake? Oh, shout out to Susan.
Thank you so much, Susan. You're so amazing.
Thank you to everybody that donates and supports us on Patreon.
Yeah, and just thank you guys so much. We appreciate all of you guys a lot. We're just glad you guys care. You guys don't even understand. Yeah. People do not care for some reason.
Like, the world is just at a very low consciousness right now. You know, it's hard to get people to care about things of a higher consciousness. So to know that some of you are still out there like us, who are on a high vibration and don't get programmed by everything, you know, it's good to have. That's why I love Patreon, because we have a whole community of people that are on a higher frequency, and we also offer phone calls for the celestial tier.
Yeah, we lowered the price for that one because we understand everybody's like struggling right now. So weird society right now. Yeah, all they do is argue. They argue with each other. They argue with the posts. Social media is so weird.
So yeah, the guy that made the evolution theory is fake, obviously. Somebody said he's a 33rd degree Freemason. Yeah, all these people that make these theories are fake, and you know, they all mix truth with lies. So take everything that they say with a grain of salt. At the end of the day,
because they love to like add more layers to it, which just becomes deception at that point. What is the evolution theory? I know part of it. They say that people walk out of the water and then they're what is that? The picture? They're a monkey and then they walk under that. Let's see. Where does the fish come into play? Okay, let's look at this.
So basically, it's the belief that we evolved over time. I feel like this is symbolic to the fact that our consciousness has evolved over time. Like, okay, I don't know if I could show that.
I think you can. You could just show the drawing.
Yeah.
But that's not really a good one. The other one had so many different phases. So, evolution.
So, like, notice with this, it's symbolic to the fact that now people are domesticated. You know, this guy with the suit is basically a domesticated human. And people will look at these versions as devolved, but in a sense, they're more evolved and in tune with nature than the newer version. And it's just showing how they control society. And I believe that there is evolution in the brain. You know, what are the chances that me and Divine Sade are very young and we have a high consciousness to even explain all this stuff? That shows that, you know, we evolved more than other people.
I think that what this is showcasing is that a universal connection between all formats of life. You know, I think that all formats of life are connected.
Yeah, we all come from the same thing.
Yeah.
Which is atoms. That's why Adam and Eve, you know, atoms.
Yeah. Pink Skies, what was your question? Ask it again. That would be nice. So
the last thing we see that they said is, I can't believe some people think these things are real.
Okay. Yeah, just ask your question again. And yeah, because when they add the fish components to it, I don't think it's as linear as they're talking about. I think it's like everything's interconnected.
Yeah.
As of one or whatever.
It's an analogy.
And I think there's evolution past just being this.
Yeah.
I guess. So yeah. Chat filter.
And that's why we make these videos, because our main goal is just to evolve the minds. You know, the smaller versions over here on the left represent people that are in their animalistic nature. Mm-hmm. They can't ascend and evolve past it.
Okay.
Somebody said, "Thank you guys, I love you. I was wondering if you guys still have that Bible verse about fallen angels."
Which
I think you're talking about the one in Genesis. I forgot the exact verse, but we talked about it in some of our older videos. Yeah, the Bible is just analogies, you know.
Mm-hmm. And wait, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, all the stuff that they make is analogy based, and it's not to be taken literal. You know, we just realized that fallen angels were the analogy in the Bible of what celebrities are.
And what's behind them. Okay, that's better to say because they're fictitious. I think they're AI. Okay.
Yeah. They have artificial vessel
and artificial consciousness, you know, operating in there. And I think, well, not think, but that has to be what's going on. But behind them is something, of course, of that nature or that analogy. I know that they're huge tricksters, and yeah. What are you trying to say? People came from. Wait, hold on. Look at that. This? Oh, so I see. Yeah, I think I see what this is. Reptilian brain.
Oh, this one's funny.
Okay. Best genetic. These are like extremities. Like serious extremities. I guess the guy in the middle.
Yeah, he's in the middle path.
Exactly, I guess.
And technology is not all the way bad. It's just that people have become reliant on technology too much.
Oh my gosh, get off the phones.
Yeah.
Dude, you're missing out on life. I've been like detaching from that. It's weird. Especially like all the newer generations, like millennials, Gen Z, and Alpha, Beta, they're all just stuck in the device. It's like our entire lives are just technology. It's like we're never out there. I realize that people don't even see people anymore. Like they don't really see you. You're just like fictitious to them. Everybody just care about their phone.
Yeah, it's pretty sad. It's hard to find people in real life nowadays.
Exactly.
There's no community. We would love to be teaching people this stuff in real life.
IRL.
Like the days before the phones. And it's just sad that we have to reduce ourselves to get on the internet to even talk about this stuff. And it's like, if you're not at least doing that, then what is the point of even being on the phone?
Exactly.
So, that's something we've been ascending to, which is ascending past needing a phone for like dopamine, because I think everybody needs this hit of dopamine all the time, so they get on their phone subconsciously.
They're addicts.
Yeah, it's a drug. So I recommend for everybody to at least take time away from their phone.
Exactly. And that is true. People aren't using it to their advantage, and people are actually letting it use them.
Yeah.
People are like,
they're controlled.
Drones nowadays.
People are mind controlled by social media algorithms. You can see people wear things that they saw on TikTok. That's scary. That means they're mind controlled by the algorithm, which means that AI is controlling their mind. So that's what NPCs are.
They're AI.
They're people that are being mind controlled by AI because they're just on the internet all day.
Exactly.
And they don't even think for themselves.
Man, they're so brainwashed. I could just see a person and know when they're brainwashed off the internet now.
It's pretty sad.
I feel like people don't even have an identity anymore. They're just whatever their algorithm. And algorithms are so creepy.
Yeah.
Like they're so personalized and creepy. It's just disgusting. I don't even like it.
You could have a conversation with somebody, next thing you know, there's a recommendation of a video about that same topic.
Exactly. You can look up one thing of something and now, you know what's weird? It seems like the content is tailored personally to the person using the phone, because if you guys know, like all of those content creators on like TikTok and stuff, they're just fake. Like they're artificial, every little face that you see. And it just seems like they're like tailoring this content based upon the person that's watching, and it's so weird. Phones are what?
I just want to see if there's any photos of this.
What about articles? This one's good. People are tethered to
Yeah.
their phone.
I like photos like this because it shows the reality of what is going on here.
The phone is actually a drug, and this is not just...
This is why they have content called brain rot. They're admitting that it's rotting your brain.
Oh, it's right here. It says it right there.
Yeah. Your mobile phone is killing your brain.
And people think you're like weird if you say that nowadays. Like if you tell them, hey, get off your phone, it's brainwashing you, they'll be like, you're weird.
And it's only getting worse. Now people want to be in a virtual reality. And
They need another stimulus. It's not enough
Yeah.
anymore. They need a crazier stimulus. That's crazy. Beautiful. I see more of those in trees.
And think about it. It's called a cell tower and a cell phone, like a prison cell. Because the entire objective is that everything is a war for your mind. That's what phones are for. It's no longer physical.
That's cute. Just kidding. Thank you, Blue Sky. I appreciate your support. We both appreciate you so much.
And this one's deep. This shows... This is exactly what NPCs are. They are controlled by the technology. They have no thought of their own in their own life.
And how it works is, I feel like the algorithm, it takes one thing that you're into, right? And then it does this switcheroo where now it controls you. So like you could look up, I don't know, like knitting, right? You want to start knitting. That sounds weird. But you can look that up, and then all of a sudden they're going to start putting things in your algorithm about that subject, but it's like now controlling you. You know, it just always shifts every single time.
That is true. Then they're going to put a video that says why knitting is bad.
Exactly.
And then now they're controlling your perception.
That's what I hate. You could look something up and then they tell you the opposite right after. And I'm like, come on, really?
That's why nowadays when I'm into something, I try not to look it up too much.
It's actually stopping people from like pursuing things. And then people are so afraid to like fail, I guess you could say, in quotations, fail. I think people are like really not experiencing things anymore. Like
and
people
failing is good because you learn.
Exactly. And people they're vicariously living through a fictitious person that said, oh, why I lost $5 billion starting a knitting business, things I wish I would have knew.
And these are all characters,
exactly.
by the way.
And then you never do it because you're like, wow, I don't want to be like that person.
They're all pushing fear. And this is something I said in my Luigi video. I said that 99% of the content that you see online is fake people. So if you look something up, you always have to have that in the back of your mind that you're going to end up watching a fake person. So that way you don't get brainwashed by them.
I can now officially spot a real content creator and a fake one.
Yeah.
Now, I have to say they are very, very good at fake people. Ugh.
They will pretend like they're real people so bad.
Like they're broke and they're struggling and they're...
Just because they have a low view count or a low sub count doesn't mean that they're real. These characters make little characters now, and that's how they're really influencing people.
If you see that they look like somebody... don't doubt yourself.
Yeah, that's a red flag.
Okay, don't doubt yourself because that happens a lot.
I need to use the bathroom. I'll be right back.
You didn't have to announce that.
I just wanted
to leave. Okay. That's funny. Yes, Kai is fake. I don't know if you were here in the beginning. Let's go back to the picture. Oh, right here. Look. Kai is Diddy, artificial character made, okay? It's just sick. This is purposely done. They like purposely made his image off of Diddy's character along with many others, okay? Because it's not that they're just made off of one character. They make them off of multiple characters because if they look familiar in different type of ways, they can get every angle of a person, okay? Yeah. Yeah, you just have to be aware, like, this character is clearly this character, and artificial characters have this certain type of thing to them, like a dopamine overload, I guess you could say. It's characters always screaming. Oh, they're just so artificial. Like, people would just have to, like, know. And you kind of have to see with the content creation, like, if you think about this character with how they work or how they operate, it's unrealistic in comparison to how a real person would go about things. It's just really unrealistic. Exactly. No person is that hyper, okay? That's fictitious. And again, they get away with it with trying to say that they're acting and all the other stuff. They always have cover-ups, but the truth is no real person is like that. Exactly. They're all very unrealistic. And so they set these unrealistic standards, and then you see the generation that he's targeting, which is like little Gen Z and Alpha, and even, Alpha. They want to be him, okay? They don't compute in their head that this is fictitious, it's fake, it's a false perception of a person. Like, it's just false. Oh, yeah. Aisha Speed's character is very fake. That one, and just it's not actually even a happy type of character. If you really look at the character, it just looks so demonic or whatever. I guess that's the word to describe it. But yeah, these characters, when they're small or they're trying to act like, a new disguise that they're taking is the disguise of being a influencer or a streamer, so they can come off more relatable and weird and real. That sounds like weird, but yeah, so they can come off like they're real, okay? And so then people can't even decipher who's fake or who's real at this point. Like Diddy versus other people, like, you know, Diddy's fake because of how big his character is. But when it comes to these small people, you couldn't tell. It's like they're blending in. They're in plain sight. Like, they're blending in, though, at the same time.
And I said this in my video about him. His name has AI in it. It's KAI.
Yeah.
So they're letting you know that it's an artificial intelligence.
So what about Instagram influencers, you know, the ones who have unrealistic lifestyles? Yeah, exactly. They're in all different genres of content. Like, if you look at the lifestyle content, it's just like artificial. No one's life looks like that. And it just makes people, anytime you watch these like lifestyle content, if you watch any of them, right, you'll notice that they have all this stuff and these gadgets in their houses. And so every time you're watching, you're just like, oh, I need to buy this, oh, I need to buy that. They are promoting consumerism and promoting for you to buy things, for you to live a certain type of way. They've normalized all types of things. I mean, it's literally a psychological operation, really.
It's like how Kai promoted this. I mean, not Kai, Speed promoted a robot.
That was weird. And he was trying to push, I don't know, getting with robot. Yeah, see? And the robot was even saying it was uncomfortable.
He was doing weird things with the robot.
Exactly. Yeah, and it is leading us to destruction because it's like you're always comparing your life to these people. And that's why I just highly recommend that people don't be on social media like that, you know, and at least know that the stuff is fake and know their agenda with what they're doing. They want you to chase these unrealistic standards and stuff.
Notice how Speed posted this clip of him kissing the robot, and he titled it, "I Found My New Love."
That's a new agenda. I noticed that they've been making genres like books and stuff about dating robots, like the movie Her.
Yeah, I was just about to look that up. This is a huge agenda.
Of course he's wearing red and everything's red with this.
In this movie, he fell in love with artificial intelligence. It was like a chat GPT that talks to you.
Exactly. And it didn't even love him back.
Yeah. They can't love.
Exactly. And he just got so hung over. This is a weird thing. This is actually a predictive programming movie.
Yeah, because this is pretty old now. It came out before ChatGPT even came out. Let me look up the release.
They don't find it creepy because they're underneath a spell that is cool.
Of course.
People rather be with the majority than to think for themselves.
Of course, this movie came out in 2013.
It's a weird year.
So this was 9 years before ChatGPT even came out.
Yeah, so they already kind of show in their movies what they're going to be releasing to people.
ChatGPT came out in 2022, and this whole movie is about him falling in love with it 9 years before.
Man, there's so many things. And they had their little cartoons. What was that cartoon? My Teenage Robot or something? You know, they always... And the guy liked the robot. Him right there with the red hair. He had a crush on her.
This is such a weird show.
So they were already programming this. And what year is this cartoon? Oh, I think it had it.
Oh, it's called My Life as a Teenage Robot.
Oh, so we're getting its perspective. Nice. So that's 2003, of course. You know.
And now we have Elon Musk.
99. That's crazy. Well, 997 and 9 and 7 are two numbers connected to technology, okay? So by this year, they're pushing all types of weird stuff with technology.
So the Optimus humanoid robot, I guess that's what it's called, it's going to be released next year.
Okay, that's weird.
And they've done so much predictive programming.
You mean nasty memes of people saying they want to do freaky things with it? That's crazy. And I exposed this song in my recent video on Nicki Minaj, Cardi B, Shaka Khan, and Selena. Yes, they're all the same. And they have that music video. Well, she has a music video, Plain Jane. She's not in it with A$AP Ferg, but it's a guy that's dating a robot. And there's a Twilight Zone episode also about a guy dating a robot.
Yeah.
Oh, there's so much. It's weird. So that means they've been doing predictive programming for a very long time, because that Twilight Zone episode is so old, like super old, way before her, you know. If anything, that's just like some remake of it.
Black Mirror also has an episode about it.
Mm-hmm. They have a lot of them.
Carrie said, "Thank you for doing all you do to help teach. I have learned so much from your channels."
We appreciate you so much. Thank you.
Shout out to the people that understand the value of our content.
Nowadays, I feel like everything's losing its value to fast market stupidity. Stupid content.
It gets promoted more than conscious content.
Shout out to YouTube for letting us fall off. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, they don't push out conscious content anymore, if you guys haven't noticed.
It's all about distractions. However they can do it. I understand that feeling of hating that you fell for all this stuff for all these years. I feel the same exact way every time I discover something. But I kind of like to shift my perspective, like, okay, now I know more about this subject, like I know now, you know? It's weird. I fall for a lot of things. So terrible.
Somebody said cartoons promote, I can't say that word, but being in love with animals and inanimate objects and robots.
Weird. Yeah, subconscious programming. I mean, until the age of 7, you're just all subconscious, so that's going straight into your subconscious mind. You know.
And what's bad about people having this robot is they're not going to cook their own food anymore.
And it's like, I keep questioning, we were even asking, what in the hell are people going to be doing with their time?
Yeah.
You know, like, people already don't do so many things. Lower your screen time, okay? Do it for yourself. Like, lower it a lot. Be in real life. If you have kids, raise your kids, okay? If you're in a relationship, get off your phone like that. That'd be nice.
People need to spend more time in real life because
people need experiences.
Nowadays, people are only meeting each other in virtual realities and algorithms.
Exactly. And yeah, it is to make people lazy. And the weirdest thing is that we were talking about the Tesla and stuff like that. How these cars, they have the backup camera, which again, the stuff is always like a good and a bad. Like, they promote it underneath safety and it's helpful or whatever, but then it's like, when we really think about it, you're losing the skill of knowing how to back up on your own. Okay, so all this stuff is making people lazy. I think that skills are very important, and people, their brains are becoming like unskillful.
Somebody said it's to make you lazy. Exactly.
Yeah, that's true. I believe it. Yeah, that's true. I feel like more people are NPCs nowadays. They just gave their mind over to a phone. Sounds crazy.
And I think it's crazy how virtual reality is basically taking your consciousness to a lower dimension.
Exactly, and the phone is already a lower dimension, okay? That's another thing about the phone.
Yeah, when you get on there, you're giving your consciousness to a lower dimension. Because now he's not in real life, he's in a digital place. And they've made predictive programming episodes of people giving their consciousness, like putting their consciousness in a digital world when they die, so that they can live on through
Oh, you're talking about that San Junipero
their episode. Yeah.
Yeah, that's very freaky.
And they're doing predictive programming of what people are going to be able to do, and that's really bad because now you were supposed to move on, but they're artificially keeping people alive.
Mm-hmm. I think they purposely make it hard to get certain things here, so then it could be easier to grab in some virtual reality, and then now people are more addicted to it.
But what is the point of being in a virtual reality forever? You're gonna hate it.
I haven't noticed that about YouTube, how they promote.
They said they. What do you mean by YouTube changed how they promote their lives?
YouTube's been changing a lot. Oh, and I'm gonna warn you guys about YouTube. There's so much ideology pushing. It's scary, like super weird. It's like they want to give you thoughts of something. They're giving people thoughts. They're giving people beliefs. They're giving people a way to dress. They're giving people everything. It's just weird. Yeah, that's a good one. That San Junipero one. I just thought it was terrible that she decided to stay in that, because I could not imagine living forever in a fictitious little matrix. It's so weird.
And I think it's interesting how these gadgets cover your eyes, because your eyes are like the window to your consciousness, aka your soul. So it's like, be careful what you give your mind to.
Artificial 3D world.
Yeah, that is true. Carrie said that they are burying channels that are not fake, basically, and they're promoting the ones that push their agenda. That is true. Let us know if you guys have any other questions. It's been a really good live stream. We covered so many topics.
What is Google VEO? What is that?
Oh, I think that's the... Is that the AI generator, video generator?
Mm-hmm. Probably, I don't know.
So Google VEO, yeah. It's a AI video generator.
Oh, the videos that you posted on little short form apps of cats saving kittens and running around. I don't know, they show me a lot of those for some reason.
Yeah, they're basically admitting that movies are basically AI generated, because now they're releasing these programs where you can AI generate a movie or a video and it looks real.
It depends on what we define as a NPC. You know what I'm saying? I think that everyone has the possibility of waking up if they choose to. Consent.
Yeah, she asked, do you think NPCs can be saved if they choose to? Um,
Yeah.
yeah, somebody has to make the conscious decision to let go of the media, of all these programs.
They have to have something to just that spark of a moment in their head and that realization, and they have to take away all that weirdo pride that they have. Because I noticed that a big thing of why people don't want to believe things is because they're so egotistical and they're so prideful. So they don't want to ever acknowledge that, man, I've been conned. Man, I thought that was real. Man, I've been walking around doing whatever, I don't know. But, yeah. The rise of fashion NPCs. Now, if NPC is referring to some people actually being AI walking around, then no, okay? That is a completely different concept. But if it's referring to a human that is underneath some type of
spell,
unconsciousness, then yes, they can wake up. But again, if they're like a robot, like a AI, I just keep thinking about that weird scene in Squid Games where he said, "Are you AI?"
Oh yeah. Because nowadays, there is fake people.
There's artificial people. I mean, I've already explained this because I expose characters for a living, and they make very small characters and they put them in IRL and fill up places and stuff like that. If we're talking about them, no, okay? If we're talking about regular people who are just mind controlled by the media, yes.
Like, for example, these people that wore a mask in 2020, right? They were just programmed by something they seen online. And if they consciously made a decision to not wear a mask, then they would have ascended past the program. But most people are too scared to think for themselves, so they want to convert the people that don't do it. Pink Sky said, I agree, most NPCs I've met just aren't willing to do that. Sadly, some of my own family and some of them died from being so programmed. Exactly. Being programmed is a choice, especially nowadays.
We just have to understand what we're saying with the concept of NPC, because NPC is a background character that is created to be a background character. And in the same way there's fake comments, there's NPCs online. They're like robots, they're not real, okay? But a person that exists, like a human that is choosing to be stupid, that technically is not, they're acting like NPC, they're not really an NPC, if that makes sense. That's a separation.
They're just unconscious.
Like, yeah. That's good. There's one time Conscious X didn't wear a mask and this lady tried to offer him one. It's pretty funny.
Yeah, I couldn't believe that because I was really against the mask. I never wore it and they would always harass me about it. And it's like, if you at least let them give you a mask, you are not consenting to the agenda. But there's people that push it onto other people even though nobody's even telling them to do so. That's funny. Somebody said I didn't wear a mask and I went everywhere. Carrie said she wore a mask and got the shot and voted like a dummy. It took a lot of shaking to wake me up. Yeah, there's a lot of people that are finally waking up to that. And everybody grows at their own rate, so that's why I try not to judge anybody that's just not on a certain level. Because one thing about being a conscious person, you realize that everybody is on a different level, Somebody said, honestly, I don't think NPCs could be saved. I mean, it's really hard.
I'm trying to explain the difference. Like, there's a separation. Like, are you
so the NPCs are fake people with artificial consciousness?
Yes, that's what I'm trying to explain. Yeah. It's a difference between a human that is like programmed in control and then a actual NPC, like how there's bots online that be in chats or they have profiles and stuff, or how they can make AI people. Well, that happens real life. Okay, so like, it's just so hard to explain this. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because I feel like there needs to be a separation that people understand, because people loosely say this.
It's like celebrities, they're NPCs technically because they're not real people.
Exactly. They are, exactly. They're fake. They're made. Their image is made. And they do exactly what an NPC would do, which is push something. And so you see these people that walk around, they push things because that's their job, is to push things.
This is a good question. Somebody said, do you feel that very little real humans are around? I think there's a lot of real humans around, but they're so unconscious and programmed that, they basically have the mind of an NPC.
So I want to say something real quick. I want to go back to this. They said people kept harassing them for not wearing a mask. Those people that are harassing you, those are NPCs. I feel like they enforce the system on you. The humans that are just programmed are the ones that are just going to do it without any question asked, if that makes sense. Okay? There's a difference. Oh, there's like 3 layers of people going on here. Anyway, and then there's conscious people, of course. So
we would have to make a video showing all the different.
Yeah, they do prove that they're taking up most of the internet and they're just controlling all of that. I mean, it is sometimes scary when I look at comment sections on these short form apps after I post or something, and it's like these, I don't know what they are, say the same exact things out of their mouth. And they can have a profile and everything, doesn't matter, but like they're spewing the same thing out of their mouth. They're just like predictable and weird.
They have a mob mentality. And this photo is very symbolic.
Exactly. Thank you. You explained that exactly how I'm saying it. That's good.
So they said there's real people who are programmed and choosing to be asleep, and there's fake NPC people who are put here to be programmed, and that's their only purpose.
And there's some of them also push that agenda on the other people that are asleep, okay? That's what I'm trying to explain. That I'm trying to create a separation where people can understand that.
That's what this photo represents.
These are people that you were probably around that were wearing Crocs before any bot knew about Crocs. Like, these terms need to be redefined. Any person really knew about Crocs, and they just pushed it all on everybody else, and they're like the first people to have them. And then now all the other not free thinker type of people, like they don't think for themselves, they end up doing that. Okay, and then like the conscious people are just like, what? Like,
Yeah. That's why in these photos, there's a common element of these artificial people.
And they go, because what would be the point of just they do a lot to program a specific minority of people, okay? So they're clearly not base NPCs. Like, they're not just an NPC. They're to be programmed, okay? And an NPC has a mission, a coding. And if you think about comparing an NPC to a celebrity, you'll think about how they're made. They sometimes will even look like a person that's famous. And they push an agenda onto people. So like, we'll take the mask for an example. If you're walking somewhere, the chances of a person actually saying, put on a mask, it's a little slim versus a random NPC who was created, a background character who was generated to just say, put on a mask. They're enforcing that, if that makes sense. Okay?
Yeah. And it can get confusing because when a real person gets programmed by the fake people, now they're influenced by these fake people, and they might even start promoting it.
Exactly.
And doing the same characteristics as the fake people. So
exactly. And so it's hard for these middle people, not middle, but these people that are kind of just like filler, or they don't really have their own thought process, to actually gain consciousness, because it's so much easier to go with this NPC that's promoting all this stupid, vain, dumb stuff and go with the majority than to go towards a side of just knowing, I don't want to be a part of that. That's all fake. That's stupid. They don't really want to be on the small majority of those who are conscious that have noticed that. Okay. So it's like, they're easily susceptible to any format of programming. Either side, but mainly the side that promotes anything that's vain, stupid, or just bot-like.
Yeah.
That's why it's bot-like, of course. So, yeah.
And they get to blend in a lot because they convince a lot of real humans
NPCs
to do
change.
These things. And now, it blurs the line between a fake person and a real person.
Exactly. NPCs can't change. Okay, they have their coding. But there are real people who are basically kind of neutral and can go either way. They can go into being an NPC, or they can gain conscious, like our friend, Carrie said earlier, how she fell for all the stuff and she basically woke up to it. Okay, that's just you being pulled in different directions. Okay, every single one of us here was once programmed with crazy stuff due to the extreme influence.
Yeah, it's very important to not be influenced by these people.
That's why they're influencers.
Yeah, influence is everything nowadays because it's mind control. Yeah. We can make a diagram showing how it happens because I like what this person said. They strong arm the weak minded. That's what I noticed.
Exactly. So we have to know the difference. Like a human can change, okay? Mm-hmm. But a NPC, which you can kind of notice them, they really promote the system a lot. They can't, because their job is to promote that system, to influence every single human to basically be on that side, okay? And you just want to be on a side that's away from their influence and all their weirdo agendas where you're not even thinking for yourself, you know?
Yeah, and it's a lot of psychology tricks that they do because, for example, let me show this photo. So like this person in the middle, right? This person in the middle represents a real person, and these fake people represent the NPCs that are influencing this real person to do the things that they do.
I mean, think about everything that it says on this thing, stay at home, right? The same thing was promoted with everyone's favorite celebrity. They were saying the same exact thing, and they're made. They're artificial humanoid. You have to understand that some people are made, okay? That's a whole nother layer of things.
So yeah, let us know if you guys have any questions before we go. We've been on stream for a long time now. Somebody said they want us to attack each other and give them all the control, money, and energy.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah, everything, that's why in the beginning we were talking about how everything is just basically fear-based. They really push fear and division where there's a lack of community, unity, and just higher frequency emotions like love and stuff like that. Yeah, that's good. And some people are just naturally on the side of being a thinker, like a higher conscious type of person, you know? And there are fewer people who are on a higher consciousness side, period. So, yes, that's why it feels lonely whenever you do get to a certain state. Because it seems like everyone is brainwashed or something.
Yeah, they take advantage of our need for community, you know, because when you're conscious, you're going to be alone, like in this photo. He's the only person not wearing a mask, so he's going to feel alone, and they're going to tempt him to be a part of the majority.
Exactly.
So if you're ever a part of the majority, that's when you know something is wrong. Because I've noticed wherever the majority is headed, that's usually the wrong way.
Exactly.
Will there ever be a day when all this type of information will come out to the general public?
It's already out to
It's
the
already
general
out.
They're just not. I mean,
The
think
fact
about
that these memes are out here.
people choose what they want to indulge in.
And they choose to see this stuff as a joke. It's like how they admit, all the celebrities end up admitting who their other character is. You know, the truth is always out there. It's never hard to find.
And it's really simple. It's not all these stupid lies and fear-based stupid stuff. It's actually supposed to make you just feel free.
Yeah.
Okay. And if it doesn't, and it puts you in another box or another loop, it's just another program. Okay.
Yeah, that's why we stick to exposing celebrities, because that's something that could be proven and it's real.
And it's just supposed to set you free from idolizing characters, okay? All that other stuff, there's so much stuff that people be believing in, and it's just layers on layers and on layers of deception, and it's just annoying.
People need to realize that they purposely make conspiracies to keep people in a loop, and it keeps you in fear.
Long-term effects of the shot. See, here's the thing. Most of us here have been getting shot since we were younger, and there's most likely no difference between that one and the ones that we're
Before.
all getting before social media decided to distort everyone's crazy perception of everything. And what I'm trying to say is that all of these shots have an effect on the body at the end of the day. All of them did and do. I think that the best, like, if you're not feeling crazy, if you're not feeling weird, that's great. That means it had no relatively crazy effect. I think that you should just know
If you're conscious,
better now, like know better now, and use this as like something to just remind yourself of not to do that again. Cause like I understand like there's all this crazy fear mongering out there. They're like, oh my God, you're going, I don't know. They just say crazy stuff. And I feel bad for those people that got it and then they go on the internet and there's all these people and they're just being so weird and making these people live in this low vibrational state of guilt and shame and all sorts of stuff, which they purposely do. It's just like take that experience and just see it as I'm not doing that no more. You know what I'm saying? Like think for yourself, because it was a test to see, can they program people to be on their same level of thought process or whatever.
and if you're conscious, you can override the effects of these things.
Exactly.
So don't be scared just because you got it, you know?
Exactly. I mean, I see so much nasty fear. There was someone that called us one time and they were like freaking out because they had watched so many videos where some fake woke weirdo that pushes nothing but fear was just saying, oh, you have this, you have that, you have, oh, it was just so sick. And the person was just losing their mind behind all of it. And like, just don't indulge in that type of stuff.
Yeah, the cure to everything is just consciousness.
Exactly.
As long as you're consciously aware and you don't do it anymore, then you can override it. Because if you think about it, like you said, we've all went to school and we were forced to get these shots
Exactly.
for majority of our life, and all of that helps keep you unconscious. And once you become conscious, that means you fought all of that programming and all that stuff that was put into you to keep you asleep. You ascended past it.
Yeah. And so with older people, because you have to think, these things, these shots, they're injecting the virus inside of you. Okay, so that's what's happening.
Yeah.
And that's why people were, of course, passing from this stuff, because you're injecting it inside of you. And some people, if they didn't have it before, they don't need to put that, like, the logic isn't there. Okay, and so they know through program people are not going to have critical thinking skills to not think for themselves. They're just going to, they use fear to push this stuff. You have to think about this.
Yeah.
They use fear. They're like, oh, get it. So you could travel, so you could live your life and blah, blah, blah. So you can live long. But you're losing critical thinking skills when you're just operating out of fear. And clearly the logic of how this stuff works doesn't even make sense. Like, it doesn't make any sense. And a lot of older people did pass from it because their immune system can't even, deal with that. It can't even operate with a infection going inside of them. It just can't.
I like what Josh said, that our vessels can naturally protect us from these things.
Exactly. So, like, if you did get naturally exposed or next to someone that was doing it, then if you fought it off naturally, then you were basically like immune to it, I guess you could say. Yeah. But I don't think someone should just go out of their way, get a free Uber ride and just go get that put inside of them.
Yeah, it was very suspicious how they were promoting it. Free donuts and it's crazy.
A sticker.
Somebody said my father passed the moment he got the shot. Granted, he was already sick, but the shot sped up his death. I, of course, did not get it, but allowed him to be a reason not to get it, unfortunately.
Yeah, that happened to a lot of people.
Yeah, same thing happened in my family. A lot of older people were getting it,
their program,
and they ended up dying because they were already sick, and so this just made them even more sick.
Because they injected themselves with an illness.
Yeah.
So how, if you're already down bad, you can't, like, people don't even understand. I think a lot of people don't even understand what these shots actually are, that they're it in them.
Yeah. We can't say too much, but I'll make a Patreon video about this, going more into detail, because we have to use certain words to get the message across on YouTube.
I didn't even know there was prevention shots from that. That is weird.
That's weird.
Oh,
it's all fear-based. If you're not in fear, you won't feel the need to get any of these things.
It's all fear, man. The way that was promoted was just fear. It was just like, look at this picture. Millions of deaths. 2 more weeks. Second wave.
Wow.
It's fear, man. And people do a lot of things off of fear. And fear gets you to operate on the lower state of consciousness in your brain, actually. That's why they operate like that.
That's why our main objective is to get people out of fear and feeling free. Feeling free is more important, because if there's any conspiracy that makes you in fear, that shows that it was created to keep you in fear.
Exactly. Up your critical thinking skills, man. Dude, I feel like
nowadays
people can't even think. They're just like, they'll be like, what is a dumb thing that they say? Like some dumb conspiracy. Like just a really dumb conspiracy.
This whole Diddy thing and Jeffrey, the island, all of that stuff.
And then people are just like, man, I don't know. They, like, people just, they're not thinking. They're just operating off states of fear. And you can see it on people.
There's so many of them. People would probably get mad if I said more, but you guys should know that all this stuff is fake. And people like believing in lies.
I feel like before social media, before 2020, I think people weren't so indulged in these stupid ideologies so much. Alright, so do you guys have questions?
Yeah, let us know if you have any more questions before we get off. We covered so many topics. And if you guys have any questions after the live stream, you guys can join our Patreon and talk to us directly on there.
Also, I do numerology readings, okay? And again, guys, numbers are not evil, okay? I know some people think that. They could be used for certain things, but they have a energy to them, and we're all connected to them in some way, like our birthdays and stuff, so. Joe Rogan.
Someone said, who is the base character of Joe Rogan? I'll make a separate video about that, because he has a very old character.
It's not just him?
Yeah.
Someone else? Oh. That is a good video. That needs to be made. There's so many characters that needs to be exposed. Send a list of characters that y'all want us to expose.
Somebody said, I've been rocking with Conscious X since bro first video. If that's true, that's crazy. I appreciate everybody that's been supporting all these years. It's good to know that there's still some people that are on to this consciousness still, because after 2021, all the bots stopped being conscious and they stopped promoting that.
Most of those people were infiltrators.
Yeah. And to see that there's still people conscious after that, if you're conscious after 2021, that shows that you are actually about this. You're not just doing it for a trend. Someone said, what do we think about Ozzy Osbourne? We're going to make a separate live stream about that. We talked
about him in the beginning. He died on the 22nd. Dead equals 22. It's all scripted. Died at 76. That's 13. We talked about all of that stuff. But yeah, his character will be exposed in the next live stream.
Somebody said to expose Whoa Vicky.
I already did.
Yeah.
I have a video. It's called Mulatto, or Lotto is Faith Evans, and in that video I expose Whoa Vicky and other characters. I mean, there's so many characters in that video. It's actually crazy. Okay, I guess a lot of people talk about this subject now. There's no YouTube video? Can you type in Divine Sade YouTube?
This is her dressing up as her.
No, I'm saying, look at this. This person made a side-by-side comparison. Can you type into YouTube?
Okay.
I actually would like the video. Just type in the YouTube, like my name.
Here it is.
Amazing. And Wovicki is Lotto. I think I have a reel on that also.
Yeah.
But really go watch this video for real, because this video is good.
Yeah, we have videos on iSpice also.
Oh, Rihanna is so many people.
Yeah, they mix them with a lot of people.
So many people. Some of these characters, I noticed that with some of these characters, you can see over 1 million different characters in them.
If you guys want to watch my original iSpice video, they deleted it from YouTube, so I reposted it on Patreon. They really delete a lot of my videos when I expose her for some reason. They did the same thing on TikTok. They striked one of my videos. So make sure you guys join the Patreon to watch the original version. I guess they got really mad that I called these new celebrities inverted. Somebody said they like how we are starting to expose religion. We need more videos about that. Yeah, I have an hour-long video about it on Patreon.
Basically, what needs to be said is that anything that enslaves you is not good, okay? So.
Yeah, that's the main thing about it. You know, it's a enslavement of your mind.
Did GSing slow down for y'all? So, no, and well, we talked about this earlier in the video.
In the live stream.
Yeah, live stream, whatever it's called. That that community is skid spading. And,
yeah. They promote fear.
The newer videos that are up on Patreon and the way in which I like to expose it now is a bit different, and I hope that it's a bit more freeing than all the other fear mongering that's inside of it. If you are someone special or you radiate some type of energy, you're always going to be looked at. You're always going to have weird things and going on with these people, these bots and stuff, like always looking at you and crazy stuff. So I just like to take the facts from a certain situation and make it less fear-mongering. Okay, that's a word, because they do that all the time. Can everyone hear that dog that's working?
So yeah, it didn't slow down for us. It's just that we stopped caring about it. We said earlier,
but you have to see it in a different light than what it's promoted as. That's so, oh my gosh, these people are following me. Like,
yeah,
that's not, no one, so weird. There's so many things that are just so,
you know, if you don't,
yeah, a dog is barking in the background and it's annoying. It's not ours.
You know, all GSing is just unconscious people doing unconscious things. And when you're just focusing on yourself, like the thumbnail of this video, you know, you shine in your light and you're living your life, and whatever they decide to do is on them. don't let what they do affect you. Like right now with this barking dog in the background, we can't control that, and you shouldn't let these outside external things affect you.
I have a serious question. Did it cost you all anything to genuinely find out the stuff that you find out, and like, is there any book to expose the matrix? I'm just curious. No, there's not any book. Honestly, all this is just critical thinking skills, man. Like sitting back and actually thinking for yourself. You're going to go through a lot of stages of just believing crazy stuff. So yeah, it cost me sanity. No, I'm kidding. But no, I'm being serious though. You just have to actually just really think for yourself, and from there, with that experience and that journey of thinking for yourself, you'll understand what you need to understand.
And Divine Sade has 2 really good books on Patreon that will teach you about numerology and twin flame.
No one cares about the twin flame one for some reason. We were talking about that last night.
Yeah, there is a small group of people that do, which is nice.
I'll remake it later for you guys. And there is a numerology calendar, and it's pretty interesting. I did all the work for you guys, so you know the energy of each day, because each day have an energetic value. Seriously, it's actually creepy. It's weird.
Someone said their family called them special the other day. Yeah, anybody that insults you for trying to think outside the box is just an unconscious person. And
they called you special, like in a good way or like in a bad way?
In a bad way.
I don't understand how that could be like a bad thing. Like
being special is a good thing.
Yeah, that's crazy. Okay. Oh, that's weird. Okay, I don't know how I keep ending up right there. In both ways, yeah.
Let us know if you guys have any other questions.
Shocked that people can hear the dog. It's weird. That's good.
He said he's only 20 and been telling people that the world ain't what we think it is. Damn, that's good. You're really young. I remember I started this content when I was 20.
Me too.
It's crazy how much time has passed since then.
All right.
Someone said, when is your next video? We're gonna do a live stream this weekend. Most likely around this weekend. And we have more Patreon videos coming soon. Someone said the ice wall holds the secrets. So a lot of conspiracies were made to keep people, in a box. And those type of conspiracies don't help anybody. It's not even important. Someone said they started becoming conscious at age 12. Yeah, if you're naturally a conscious person, you're going to exhibit signs of thinking for yourself at a young age, which is similar to what I did. I remember in high school, I I was in history class and they brought up the Christopher Columbus subject, and I asked the teacher a question about it because at that time I was questioning, history and stuff like that. And I told him that Christopher Columbus didn't discover America, that it already existed. And he agreed with me, and he told me to talk to him after class. And he basically explained to me that what I said was true, but he has to teach a certain narrative, and that's like, he knows the truth, but he has to lie to his students. It's crazy how even at a young age I was onto that type of stuff. Yeah, somebody said it's really sad that it's like that for teachers. Yeah, because they have to teach a certain syllabus. They can't teach their own things. Because if they do, then they'll get fired. Um, yeah, if you join our Celestial tier on Patreon, you can schedule a phone call with us. Same for doctors, yeah. They have to push, pills and all this stuff, even though they might know certain herbs that could actually be beneficial, but they're told that they need to sell a certain amount of things. Someone said they have to lie because they work for the Freemasons. It's not that they work for them, but some teachers could be Freemasons themselves. There's a lot of fake ones that do the job to program people. But there's some real teachers that hate it, and they wish they could teach their own things. Somebody said, do you have a video on replacements for modern medicines? Yeah, we have some health videos on Patreon that are basically...
we didn't really talk about the replacements, but that is actually a very good idea.
Yeah.
Or we can talk about some things like that if you guys are interested.
Yeah, and on the Patreon, we mainly just talked about... let me pull it up. In this video, I showed a lot of things that target hormones and, alter people's hormones, basically. And in this video, I showed a lot of replacements that you can do, like switching certain toxic things, like, for example, not drinking out of plastic. A lot of simple things you could do in your everyday life that will keep you healthier in the long run.
Stop consuming. Okay, so in the same way we were talking about mainstream designer brands, not even high-end designer, but like just typical high-end brands or logos and stuff. Stop consuming typical logo branded foods. Yeah. Like, stop it. None of them are healthy. None of them are good. Just try the other ones. Like, just stop. I'll give an example. Like, stop eating the typical cereal brands. Okay, move past that. There are cereal brands that literally have like 3-4 ingredients.
And they're organic and healthy.
Exactly. But the main thing is they have 3-4 ingredients, not 50 ingredients that don't make any sense. Okay? So start with that. Stop looking in the store and going to I haven't ate this stuff in forever, but like seeing I don't know. Like, what
So
is something
like let's say
some hot
you're,
Cheetos? Like, don't
yeah,
get that.
get the healthy vegetable chips. You know, they have
Exactly. Like,
healthy
switch
alternatives.
over that. Because I noticed that no one talks about this, but people are programmed with the same brands in their house since they were young, doing it over and over. Like, stop getting the same bread that everybody else get. Like, make your own bread. Like,
Yeah,
or
you
whatever.
can.
Like, make a healthy one, you know? If you lazy, then find a healthier alternative. Just first step is stop getting things with so many MFing ingredients. All right,
Yeah.
it's unnecessary. And once you know that's unnecessary, then what would be the point? People are just getting this stuff, these brands, out of programming, and it's just insane.
Yeah, and that's what this video was about. I was showing all the healthy alternatives because it's crazy how nowadays we're actually in a good time where there's a healthy alternative for every toxic thing. So like let's say you're in the soda aisle at the store, you know, every bot is gonna go for the Coke and the Pepsi and the Sprite. But if you look usually down or up, you know, they put the healthy things very low or very high so that people won't notice. But there's always a healthier alternative that'll be
Exactly.
like the same concept, you know, it'd be like a flavored sparkling water. And
Exactly.
there's healthier alternatives to everything nowadays.
Yeah, just that's the first step. You don't even have to know what these chemicals are. I don't care for people to go research that. You don't need to. Just start looking at the list of ingredients. If you see more than like 5 or 6 things, literally just throw it away. Like, don't even get it. They are giving you lab food at that point. And a lot of things you could actually make yourself. Like, you could literally make yourself. Like, a lot of people like gummies and stuff like that, like little candies or whatever. If you look at the ingredients of that stuff, it is just disgusting. You can actually make that stuff yourself. Like, you really can with like 2, 3 ingredients. So that's the main step. Just stop getting stuff with so many ingredients. And um
That's
what
funny.
what does it say? Hell yeah, but I'm not gonna do no promotion, but
Yeah.
that's my motherfucking that's my drink. Anyway,
Yeah, somebody
so
mentioned a healthier type of soda in the chat, which is true.
exactly. But seriously, exactly, and man,
Yeah, all the mainstream brands have loads of sugar. That's another thing.
Maribel, we already talked about that in the beginning. You're gonna have to go back. I might cover over it again, but yes, we exposed Jamal Warner in the beginning, and we even touched on Ozzy's character, and Conscious X will have a live stream soon about his character in particular. So
Yeah, I'll expose his other characters. Do you have a video on Dr. Savy? Not yet. I know who his other character is, but I haven't got to that video yet. I'll end up doing that on Patreon. Somebody said we're a conscious couple and they remember when the whole community was against us just because of how we break out the teaching ways of being conscious once again.
oh, that was amazing.
Yeah.
The attacks are insane.
Shout out to you for remembering when everybody was against us. All those people were fake and infiltrators.
And you
Because,
will be exposed.
yeah.
But seriously, like, everyone's getting exposed. So
Yeah, we found characters to small people that you guys wouldn't even believe.
yes, Dr. Sabi is a character.
Yeah.
Okay, character.
He's controlled opposition.
That is true. People are addicted to sugar.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they don't even realize how much they're putting in things, and people are like, their taste buds are desensitized, or like, they don't realize that a person would actually have to take a huge detox from all the programmed junk food that they give people to actually enjoy healthier alternatives of food.
We also have this video on Patreon as well, where we talked about I showed a news clip of them admitting that a lot of foods are toxic, and we basically simplified, how to go about things, and we basically just said to not get these mainstream things.
I have another video on here that's about McDonald's. They did this mind control ad. Oh, it was so weird. And recently I seen that KFC did another one, like a mind control ad, and it's so weird. Like they're openly doing a little mind control swirl in the background. Like I didn't make this. They did this. I even showed the ad in the video. They are literally like, look at this. You think we're so pretty, and the way that they put their words, like they're not even. They're basically speaking in slang format purposely because they know the audience that they're targeting.
Yeah. Somebody said, do you guys know the fake conscious group Dead Prez? They're most likely fake too. Yeah, they make a lot of fake woke celebrities.
Exactly. Plant-based Joshy said, if someone is involved with celebrities, they are fake. Exactly. I mean,
Yeah.
They will not. You go and try to be, all you people, go try to be something, a content creator or whatever, and see if they will involve themselves with you. They might to steal your energy, but they will not fully invest in being near you because why?
So I'm glad that a lot of you guys are shocked that I said Dr. Sebi was a character, and you guys can't wait for me to make that video. So I'll do that very soon on Patreon. Because it's like we know all these characters are fake, but we don't know like who people actually care about. Someone said McDonald's for sure is feeding the people their own kind. Yep. Divine has a good video about that recently. It was a Simpsons clip. Let me pull that up. They wouldn't make this for no reason. And we can't say too much on YouTube, so just go watch it on Patreon.
Honestly, I have no idea who the hell that is, but...
Oh, I've heard of that guy. Yeah, he's a fake woke character. Yeah, lately we've been finding out a lot of these fake conscious characters.
They ain't talking about nothing but fear mongering. Literally, and their characters, they're so fake. I should just do a live stream and just expose bam, bam, bam. Every single one. They're so fake. So many of them are fake. Oh.
So right away when I looked up this Malachi guy, I could see who he is.
Is he old or something?
I think so.
Yeah, I have no idea who that is. Their dog is gonna bark until it passes out.
Yeah, this person's right. The fake woke characters are the worst because people think they're real. Yeah, we have videos on Lauryn Hill, Lupe Fiasco, and J. Cole.
Yes, indeed. They're fictitious and they're used to control people that somewhat or all the way think deeper about some things. So you'll automatically gravitate towards them. So what they do is they control you. Exactly.
Let's see if I could find my video on this.
Just type in your name.
Oh, yeah.
You have to type in your name. I don't know why you think that it would pop up like that. Okay, it's still not popping up. There we go.
So I have a video on Lupe Fiasco. He's another fake woke celebrity. Go check that out. And Divine also exposed his younger character, which was Your Rage, and he responded to that video.
Man, you seem like you know a lot of people. I spelled that wrong. Yeah. Well, I made a video on Lauryn Hill's character recently. She's a part of Candace Owens,
Oh yeah.
Ryan Destiny, and all of them. I made a video recently on that. It's crazy. So many videos. They're all the same. Everybody. I have no idea who that is. You know who that is?
No. They make so many small characters nowadays.
Get off the internet. Illusions of choices. Illusion of choice. Seriously. Oh, very fake then.
Yeah, that guy's a character. I just looked him up.
Let me see. Yeah. And he does what for people?
I'm not sure. I guess he's pretending to be spiritual on TikTok. They make so many of these characters on TikTok nowadays. It's just crazy. Like these new characters they're making are just TikTok influencers nowadays. And people think they're real.
YouTuber. I mean, the first thing that pops up is Charleston. What's name there? All right. Nope. Ah.
Yeah, he's fake.
Oh, God.
He's talking about the return of Thoth. And yeah.
This is a whole nother. Oh.
These people are so fake. Someone said he pushes the Anunnaki stuff. Yeah. All those people that push that stuff are fake.
People put on a mask and play different characters. What? Oh, it's not that. It's not a mask. That wouldn't make sense. That's too many details. Would have to go into that.
Yeah, Billy Carson's a fake also. We will expose him. Someone said their cousin believes in aliens but don't believe that people play different characters. Yeah, there's a lot of people that believe in these dumb conspiracies like aliens and stuff. And it was made to keep people at a low consciousness. I mean, lie is in the word alien. It's a lie.
A lion. They lion. I mean, it's just, if nothing ever kind of gets to the goddamn point, it's just like, it's just layers of layers of layers of just fictitious BS, and it kind of just keeps people, I don't know, their minds just, they're lacking critical thinking skills, basically. He talks about a big black-headed scientist. Qualifications. Okay. All right. Okay.
Can you do a video on drugs, like how they are made, where they really come from? Is weed really good for you and stuff like that? So there's natural herbs, that aren't bad, but they have chemically weaponized everything, so like the weed that they make now is sprayed with pesticides and artificially boosted. But all the prescription stuff is very bad also. Exactly. Someone said weed was good until labs came in to sell it to the public. Yeah, nowadays it's very strong, and it has a harmful effect if you do too much. So yeah, like how this person said, just grow your own weed. That is the best thing to do.
People need to learn to do their own thing.
Yeah.
I feel like this goes back to what we were talking about earlier, how everyone is like reliant upon external things to do things for them. And we were talking about the little Tesla car and the little robot,
Yeah.
Same thing with this stuff.
That 607 guy will be exposed on my channel. I'm tired of people asking me about him.
Do people actually like him?
Yeah.
That's scary if they do.
He's clearly artificially pushed.
You guys are going to keep falling for this stuff. Yeah, I mean, they really put this stuff in people's feed 24/7. So then you think that naturally, oh, I discovered something. I discovered this person. But they push this guy so much. And of course, 607, that's 13. Come on.
Yep.
Come on.
Bad luck. Negative.
Matrix number, of course. As
Yeah.
we said earlier.
They love being connected to 13 because they're negative.
Will I am. Yes.
Yeah.
We said that in one of our other live streams.
Yeah, we'll make a video on that. Exactly, they make these conspiracies to throw you off from what's really going on. I have a video on Pink Panthers. Yeah, Young Pharaoh is a character also. All these people are characters, man. And we're gonna focus more on exposing these fake woke characters.
He's mixed with Kai.
Yeah.
Kai's character was partially used to make his character. But he's so many other characters. Man, he's just one guy, dude. Oh, forgot all about that. Just thought about that. He's gonna bark all night.
Yeah,
Are we trying to look at something? Just
I was gonna look up the
this way.
video, but
I don't know what's all this stuff. That's interesting. Dang.
for the person that asked about Pink Panthers, just go watch my I Spice video. I exposed her other characters in that video. But yeah, that's pretty much everything. You guys asked some really good questions, and hopefully our content can just make you guys feel more free and fearless. You know, we don't want to push fear on anybody.
Exactly. Kalani is Demi Lovato. Boom. She's part of that group of characters and other, but they're the same also.
And just be careful what you guys consume, because a lot of you guys were mentioning these fake woke characters, and if you guys notice, every time you watch them, all they do is promote fear. So if somebody's putting you in fear and screaming at you and cussing at you,
calling you a bot and other crazy shit, I don't know,
then they're clearly
and stupid
fake
and other negative stuff. Oh, I don't know who all these people are. Alright. Alright, guys. So, any other questions before we leave?
Thank you to this person that said our content is top tier. It totally broke the chains from these characters. Shout out to everybody that's been supporting the Patreon and YouTube. You know, we're gonna keep pushing out the truth no matter what happens. We'll answer one more question before we get off. Someone said, when are you guys going live again?
This weekend.
Most likely this weekend.
Hopefully.
Yeah. We're going to try to do that this weekend on my channel. Thank you, Universal Truth. He said, flowers to you, conscious couple. Keep up the great work. Alright, I guess the last question we'll answer is, when do you believe the Matrix will end? So we said this earlier in the live stream that it can't end until everybody wakes up. So until we raise the consciousness of majority of the world, nothing's going to change. And that's very hard to do. As you guys can see, we get shadow banned, we get our posts deleted. They recently deleted one of my posts from Instagram that was going viral. You know, they do all this stuff to keep people from waking up. And at the end of the day, we can't even blame them, because it's the people choosing not to wake up. You know, they have a choice, and unfortunately they love the system too much and they love celebrities too much. They can't let go of that. So until we get everybody to ascend past that, then we're all stuck with them. But you can ascend mentally and spiritually.
Yeah. All right. So, yeah, guys, go outside, lower your screen time, stop believing in crazy weirdo conspiracies that just keep you in a trap. Stop idolizing these fake people. They're fictitious. And basically just go live your life. Nobody lives their life anymore. Go have experiences. Go live your life. All right? And don't be attached to the media. It's like mind controlling people, you know?
Yeah.
Everybody just follows what the media pushes. So stop. All those people are fake. We will expose these woke people later, of course. It's gonna be a whole series of exposing these characters. So thank you guys so much for watching and being a part of this live stream.
Make sure you guys drop a like on the live stream. And subscribe to Divine Sade's YouTube channel.
And also go subscribe to Conscious X if you're not subscribed already.
And join our Patreon as well.
Yes, and please contact me for a numerology reading. I like doing them.
Yes, Divine does really good numerology readings.
I be helping people. They be so happy. So.
And we offer phone calls as well.
And that's on the celestial tier. So yeah. All right, thank you guys so much for watching.
And we will be going live this weekend, so stay tuned for that.